Welcome back, everybody. Today we're doing Pilates. This is the first Pilates video that I'm going to start with. So it's going to be very basic and covering breathing and posture, more technique, until we get into more progression of Pilates. But just a quick tip that when Joseph Pilates created it, he believed that the core muscles could be controlled by your mind and your breath, in turn increasing your strength from the inside out. So if the core was in neutral and strong, then everything else that you added was easier. So that is the goal. We're going to focus on just the breathing, focusing on our positioning and our form, and we'll go from there. We'll do a Pilates series and progress together in this journey. So thank you for coming back, and always remember to ask your physician before you start a workout program. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a neutral position and focus on Pilates breathing and what that is and how it feels. So I'm going to give you a before of how I'm feeling and my posture, and then how it is going to be when we're done setting it all up with our breath. So if I just took myself on the daily and I'm standing here, I'm just going to be like this. I'm going to be realistic. I'm probably going to not be aware as I should be all day. I might be a little bit like this. This is kind of, And so here I am. This is probably a lot of us on the daily, standing in line like this, right? We stand in line like this. So let's pull it all up and lengthen it in a Pilates way. So I want you to remember how I looked. Okay, all right. So now we're gonna bring those feet together, and you're just gonna have those heels touch. Kind of reminds me of ballet when we're in this nice little position here. Your feet are in a V. So now I'm going to give you the visual of your breathing. And this is all just think about relaxing, okay? So let's now just think about breathing. When we normally breathe, we do not inhale all the way and exhale all the way. We are doing a lot of shallow breathing. The other thing that we tend to do is we hold our breath throughout the day and sometimes when we sleep, and that's usually when our body needs the most oxygen, when we don't need it to hold a breath. I've seen so many clients do it. I've done it myself, where you're working out and you're gonna do something intense and you hold your breath. So this is when we need that breath. So I want you to relax your shoulders and just let your arms hang by your side, and just focus on breathing nice, deep breaths and exhales. And then I will give you some more tidbits on how we're going to form that into our Pilates breathing. So I want you to notice my shoulders going up, because that's what we tend to do when the doctor says deep breath, when they're checking your heart. We do that, right? Okay. So now when I want you to change, continue to do your nice deep breathing. Keep your shoulders down as you breathe. I changed it a little bit. Just imagine somebody pushing those shoulders down. Push them down yourself and keep breathing. So do you feel what changed? So instead of everything coming up and that stayed down, everything came out and in. Yes, so I want you to now visualize your rib cage. Before we did this, but now visualize it expanding on the inhale, and then and getting tighter each time. This takes practice. Again, we tend to fall back and start doing this. But just focus on keeping the shoulders down. Feel the rib cage expand. Okay, so again, now, in other types of classes, you might be breathing like that and doing that. So now let's change that part and inhale through your nose and exhale through the mouth. Like you're trying to fog a mirror up. You can feel how things are starting to change in the core now that you're being really aware of shoulders down and kind of compressing everything on that exhale. And then also now inhaling through the nose and then pushing it out and feeling everything get a little tighter. So practice that. You can see now how just the breathing alone, continue your breathing, just the breathing alone is working your core. And now you can see how Joseph Pilates thought with the breathing and your mind controlling your breathing can strengthen yourself from the inside out and strengthen your core. Continue your breathing, shoulders down, and then all of it together. So imagine now, continue your breathing, adding movement while you're doing this breathing. So you're thinking about this and this and this and then we're going to add arms and legs and all kinds of other things. That's why we're starting with just the breathing, because once you get this down, then you can really get into so many other things with Pilates and positions. And don't worry, we're going to get there. We'll add toys and everything. But right now, let's get the breathing down and work that core. So now what we're going to do is take it to another level, and I want you to close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, you can focus completely on everything I just described. So eyes are closed, relax your shoulders, keep them down. Inhale through your nose and exhale. I want you to imagine, as your eyes are closed, and visualize that rib cage. Visualize your waistline getting smaller every time you exhale. Feel your core and the torso getting a little bit longer every time you exhale. Keeping your shoulders down. I know it's a lot to remember when you're first starting out. You tend to default on doing different breathing. The bottom line is, as long as you're breathing, it's okay. But we want to engage the core so that we can truly get our Pilates breathing down and then go from there. So now we're always just going to keep practicing the breathing. Okay, so just keep it coming. So now we're going to stay in our feet in our V position, and we're going to just stand nice and light. Ground your feet onto the mat. Again, I want you to remember how this feels before and after. I'm going to just line you up nice and light, and then we're really going to focus on purpose movement. Pilates is on purpose. So every movement is on purpose. It's never just up and down. So I'm going to show you what the difference is. So just put your feet on the mat, arms by your side. We're gonna just turn our palms forward. So your palms are facing me, mine are facing you. And this is to keep that chest open so we can get in a good Pilates neutral position. Our legs are together. Continue your breathing. I want you to visualize your body. Think of a skeleton as you're getting in alignment. You want that rib cage over your hips. Okay, so we don't want to be like this, and we don't want to be like this. We want to be right in alignment. So rib cage over the hips. Good. Chest is open, so we're not here. Open it up. All right, so let's talk about our head. So we're not going to be like this. This is not neutral. You want your ears over your shoulders and your chin parallel to the floor, so that I'm not here, I'm here. All right, ears over the shoulders. Again, imagine a skeleton and your head in alignment with everything. Now just think of the crown of your head getting taller. Okay, so we're probably a little bit taller than we were when we started, when I showed you my before, standing in line like this, right? Okay, so now let's really get serious. I want you to close your eyes, because when you visualize this, your body will be able to really just feel it and do it better. So close your eyes. And as your feet are on the mat, I want you to visualize roots coming out of the bottom of your feet and starting to grow into the earth. Feel each toe, your whole foot, just grounded by roots into the earth. Can you visualize that? Now, as we're doing this, you should be doing your breathing. So inhale through the nose. Exhale. I know you're thinking, wow, that's really loud. It's supposed to be loud. So inhale through the nose and exhale. All right, continue your breathing. Feel those feet grounded, literal roots into the earth. Now I want you to consciously feel your heels touching, and from your heels all the way up your legs to the inner thighs, I want you to draw everything tighter, 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 so that both legs start to feel like one solid piece, like a solid tree trunk. Continue your breathing. Feel that waistline getting smaller. If your eyes are open, close them. Legs are in that nice tight tree trunk. Now, working up, I want you to engage your glutes. Remember, every movement is on purpose. So engage your glutes. Now you are getting so solid and stable that nothing can push you over. Now focusing around the front, feeling those hip bones. Visualize your core muscles lengthening up, as if somebody took your torso and just stretched it a little bit. And as you did that, everything drew in. Keep those shoulders down. All right, now thinking about your chest. Open it up, shoulders down. On the flip side, the upper back is working and engaged to keep you up nice and tall in proper posture. So you feel your back engaged. Keep your breathing going. Now I want you to think about your arms. Your arms were just hanging there, right? Now I want you to imagine a little child on each arm pulling down your arms. That's the best visual I could give you. Just pulling on your arms, lengthening. So visualize that the fingertips are trying to touch the floor. Those shoulders are down away from the ears. If your eyes are open, close them. Now feel your neck lengthen. Feel the crown of your head now being lengthened and pulled to the ceiling. Continue your breathing. I'm going to go recap everything that we started with. Continue your breathing. You should feel the roots under your feet grounded into the earth. The inner thighs and legs in one solid piece. It's a tree trunk. Glutes engaged. Your torso lengthened and engaged. Chest is open. Back engaged. Arms are lengthened to the floor. Ears over the shoulders. Your neck is long and the crown of the head is getting closer to the ceiling after every exhale. So let's do 3 strong breaths, maintaining this position. All right, now do you feel the difference of this compared to how we started off? This is work to maintain this position. That's Pilates. We are in neutral, we are lengthened, and we are focusing on our breath. This is neutral, and it is hard, and I'm sweating. So I want you to take a moment and just shake it out. All right. Okay, so now we all know what our breathing is supposed to be and neutral. So from here, we're going to add some arm movement. So if you need to grab a swig of water, do that now. All right, so now that we have established neutral position, what it feels like, our breathing, and everything involved that has to be engaged, now let's add a movement to that. So let's set ourselves up again. Everyone had a water break. So we're gonna go back in our neutral. So put your heels together. We'll set it up just the way that we did before. So heels together, feel those heels touching. Close your eyes, turn your palms forward. Focus on your breath. Inhaling through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Feel that core engage as you exhale. Good. Feel the roots under your feet go through your mat and into the ground. Keeping you up nice and stable and strong. Feel the inner thigh muscles engaged from the heels all the way to the inner thighs. If your eyes are open, close them. I want you to visualize this and really think about your body. Engage your glutes. Focusing on those abdominals. Draw them in and lengthen them up. Lift. Chest is open. Engage that upper back. Feel those arms being pulled down to the ground. Chin parallel to the floor, ears over the shoulders, and the crown of your head being pulled like a string is just pulling you to the ceiling. Focus on your breath. So go ahead and open your eyes, because now we're going to add movement and I want you to see what we're going to do. Your whole body should feel like a tree trunk, just stable, strong, and lengthened. All right, so visualize that. On your next breath out, all I want you to do is take your arms and lengthen them shoulder level, and then back down. So now I'm going to add that on purpose element. When you lengthen up, and draw back down, I want you to visualize that there is resistance in the air. And then as you draw down, same. So you feel the difference of just, it even looks different, right? Push and then lengthen. So you can feel the muscles engage as you are trying to push, and then as you draw back down. Starting to feel those muscles. Ooh, so good. Good, let's do one more. And bring it back down to neutral. So you see how you can create your own resistance with your breath and work your muscles and work your body. It's awesome. It's amazing. So let's do some more. All right, on your breath out, you're going to lengthen those arms out to your side where we just were. Hold it here. Now I want you to imagine resistance all in front of you. Imagine that you had mud, really thick mud, and on your breath out, you're going to push through that mud, and on the inhale, lengthen out. So feel the chest engage. And then feel the back engage when you lengthen out. So remember, we're letting out all the air and working that core when we do our exertion. And then our lengthen back out. Now keep in mind, while we're doing this, you still have to engage those legs. Remember our tree trunk? It's still needing to continuously feel lengthened and engaged. So we're constantly, glutes are still engaged. Nothing's relaxed. Everything's on purpose. Oh man, and you can definitely be sore from this. We're not holding dumbbells, we're not holding bands. Good, from here, bring it down. Oh, nice. All right, let's shake those arms out. If this is your first time, that's a lot. It's a lot to take in. The breathing, the movement, everything. But you're feeling the difference of when you draw everything in and lengthen up. Imagine that nice tall tree trunk and the limbs of your arms, and we add the movement with your breath. How it is just, it's so different from any other type of exercise. It's just amazing. So, all right, so take a moment. If you need water, go ahead and grab it. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna keep my heels together. Once you're ready, come on back. Heels together, we're gonna get right back into neutral. See how we're kind of taking breaks throughout to give you a minute to, and then come back. I know it's hard, but it is work to maintain neutral. That means you're doing it right. If you are saying this is hard, you're doing it right. All right, so palms forward. Let's draw everything back into that tree trunk. Engage, engage, lengthen. Nice. All right, breaths. Remember, keeping those shoulders down through your breath. Good. So we just did some arm movement. Let's do something for your head. So we don't ever want to go up that way. We're going to keep things right and left. And remember, our chin parallel to the floor. So on your breath out, rotate your head to the left. Inhale, return to the center. Breath out, rotate to the right. Good, let's do this a couple times. Arms are lengthening, legs are tighter, crown of the head, getting closer to the ceiling after every repetition. And return to the center. Good. So now there is a way to warm up those legs as we're in neutral. There's a couple different ways. So if you have limitations with squats or anything, then only do a little baby, just a tiny movement. I'm gonna do the full movement and then I'll show you the modification. So this is very similar to a ballet plie type of thing, but it's just gonna be on your breath out, keeping neutral. Okay, so this isn't gonna change. I'm gonna bend my knees. Inhale, zip them back up. So I'm not leaning forward and I'm not sticking my butt back because it's not a squat in the squat world. small. Okay, so if you have limitations with the knees even being turned out, you can shift your feet so that they're more aligned like this and do a little baby squat. If it's helpful to hold onto a chair and do it, please do and modify however you need to. If it is just too much for your knee, then don't worry about it. We will just maintain your breath and maintain neutral, all right? So, keeping this here. So you see the difference? I'm not letting anything come out of neutral. This stays stacked and in neutral as I go down. Side view. Okay, so here's my neutral side view. It stays that way when I go down and stays when I come up. Very nice. All right, so continue. And then squeeze those glutes when you come back up. Finish that movement off. Ooh. Let's do 2 more. Don't let anything go here. Keep it all together. Good job. All right, so we are going to add one more warm up for the legs. So if the knees was too much, the bend, we're going to lengthen up. So this is going to involve some balance. Again, if you need to, you can put your hand on a chair and do this. You can separate your feet if you need to, okay? But here's the move, heels together. We're in our Pilates V here. And all you're gonna do on your breath out is those heels are barely gonna come off the mat. And then inhale, come back down. The goal is to go straight up and not shift forward. So if your inner thighs and glutes are tight and really engaged, this movement to go up is easier than if they're not engaged. So that's how you'll know when you try and you're like, whoa, I can't do it. Let's focus on the neutral, get everything engaged, inner thighs, glutes, core, and then think up. And then inhale, come down. Try to keep your heels together. And then come down. This is a hard one. But you're starting to feel the inner thigh muscles getting tighter and working more. They're getting tired because they've been maintaining neutral the whole time. Good, let's do one more. And come down. Oh, fabulous. All right, let's shake it out. That's a lot. If you've never done it before, your inner thighs are probably screaming. Everything's probably going, but that's okay. So what I'd like to do is we're gonna do a few more things in our supine position, and then we'll end our Pilates video series 1, and then we'll progress from here. So let's take it down to the ground. Okay, so we are now on the ground, and we will now establish neutral position on our back in supine. There's various positions with Pilates: supine, prone, side lying, all fours. So this is probably one of the basic ones. So we're just gonna do a few things here just so you kind of get a lay of the land of Pilates, mat Pilates, that is. So let's go ahead and get in our supine. So first thing is, if we think about our feet all the way to our head like we did when we were standing, you want your feet in alignment with your hips. So we're not like this, and we're not like this. And sometimes you think you are, but you need somebody kind of on the outside to correct you. So look at your feet, and we want everything in alignment. So we're gonna get right here and lower down on our back. Okay, so just like, we're gonna set it up exactly like we did when we were standing. So turn your palms and open them up to the ceiling. Feet, knees, hips, everything in alignment. Okay, so let's think about your core. I want you to draw everything in just like we did when we were standing. We were thinking about our tree trunk. So pull everything in and lengthen. Shoulders down away from those ears. And our head is in alignment with our spine. All right, so what I usually would say when I teach Pilates is find your neutral. So find it and then lock it in. So once it's there, lock it in, keep it there. So then what that means is not letting your back do this throughout movement. You want to keep everything pulled in, engaged, kind of like in a safe little area for your core and your back. So palms up. All right. So let's go back to our breathing. Inhale through the nose. Now you can probably feel it a little bit more when you exhale, feeling everything come together and get tighter. Good. So we're gonna add some light movement. Don't panic. It's gonna be okay, I promise. So all I want you to do on your breath out is I want you to bring one knee to your chest. And on the inhale, bring it back down. Breath out, other leg. Inhale, back down. Now here's the difference. What I'm adding now, visualize a bowl of cereal right here. So when you add movement, if you put your fingers on your hips, and as soon as you lift a leg, you can feel your hips shift. That's just the way your body is. But if your core is engaged, when you lift, there will be no shift. So that's the other way of telling you. So if you need to feel your hip bones and feel that shift, if you do this, you can feel it, okay? And then engage everything, and then no movement. Okay, so back in neutral. Find your neutral, lock it in. On your breath out, bring your right knee to your chest. Inhale, release. Other side. Good, remember your cereal, don't let it spill. Keep your shoulders relaxed and down. Good, let's do one more on each side. I'm shaking from everything working. And rest. Very nice. So you feel the difference of really keeping that engaged, and how the hips shift, and how really getting your Pilates principles here, focusing on keeping that nice and tight and engaged. Okay, so that was legs, but now you see the difference of when we add the limbs, how it changes the dynamic of the whole thing. So now let's do some movement for the arms. So let's find neutral. Okay, arms here. So let's turn those thumbs up. So on your inhale, here's the resistance. Imagine the resistance in the air. On your inhale, I want you to inhale and lengthen both arms up. Feel everything open, and then on your breath out, draw them back down. So again, the resistance. Inhale, and then if you have limited range of motion because of an injury, only do a smaller range, okay? Same thing. We're still getting that engagement in the core. Feel the resistance in the air. Good, let's do one more. And relax. Ooh, everything is engaged. It's getting tired. All right, so I'm going to introduce you to what is called tabletop in the Pilates world. I use it often in other videos when I talk about putting your legs in tabletop. I use it with my clients all the time, and they all know now what that is. So on your breath out, remember your bowl of cereal sitting here. Find your neutral. Bring your right leg up. Tabletop. So that is 90 degrees at the knee, 90 at the hip. So it's not here. It's 90 degrees. Now, bowl of cereal. On your next breath out, without spilling your cereal, bring the other leg up. Tabletop. This position is a super common position that a lot of exercises start from. So tabletop is going to take us to so many things. So get used to this one. Your core is working to maintain tabletop. You feel it working? I'm sure you do. So now on the breath out, I want you to draw these legs together. Inhale, separate. Breath out. Feeling those inner thighs again. Arms are lengthening, shoulders away from the ears. Two more. Good job. Go ahead and bring those knees in, and let's just rock side to side. Nice and easy. You did a great job on your first time. If this was your first time, there's so many things we can do with Pilates. Take your knees to one side and let's just stretch. As your knees are in one direction, I want you to rotate your head one at a time. Other side. And rotate your head in the opposite direction. Oh, that feels so good. Good, bring it back to the center and bring those feet down. We're going to just roll to the side and push ourselves up back in just a nice relaxed seated position. So I can talk to you about some things. The only thing I do want to talk about is this. These are some of the toys that we are going to be using in the Pilates series that I'm going to do. So if you do not own a Pilates ball, go and Amazon search Pilates ball. This is 9 inches. It comes with a little straw. You're gonna, blow it up. So you want it to be kind of squishy like this. So it needs to have some give. You don't want it busting tight. And then the other thing is a Pilates ring. So many fun things that we can do with our toys. So, so if you haven't already, and this is a Pilates ring. So again, Amazon search it, Pilates ring, choose your color, and then you have the toys. So those are the things that we are eventually going to be using in this Pilates series that I'm going to be doing, but we're going to be doing baby steps along the way. So those are we didn't even scratch these are crumbs, okay? Like so much we can do. And so that's what's exciting, and it's just about getting stronger, taller, feeling better. The breathing alone is going to help with the mind, body, and just your overall feeling better. So getting that nice deep breath and breathing going is going to be such a good thing for you no matter what. So thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the little bell if you want to know every time I drop a new video. I'm trying to do a variety of different things so I can cover a variety of different populations of people. But if there's something you'd like to see, I will do my best to bring it to you so that you can continue to move with me. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day and make it happen.